Hi, it's Diederik Gelderman here, and since we're early into the new year, I thought we'd start off the new year with one of the biggest strategies that you can use to grow your practice, to grow your team, and to give better client and patient service and care. And this strategy, or lack of this strategy, is also one of the biggest mistakes I see practices make. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about those things called staff meetings. So many practices simply don't have staff meetings or have them twice a year or something like that. Now, why should you have staff meetings? I'm a huge proponent of staff meetings. Why should you have them? Well, there's three big reasons. Number one, there's a statistical relationship between practice profitability and staff meetings. In other words, the practices that have staff meetings are consistently more profitable than the practices that don't hold staff meetings. Second thing is communication. Exactly the same thing applies. Communication lines and communication flow, studies show, work much better in practices that have staff meetings than those that don't. And the third reason to have staff meetings, the third big why, is better patient and client care, as I talked about a little bit earlier. So I just want to go through a staff meeting structure today that'll allow you to minimize the time needed to have staff meetings and to maximize the outcome of those staff meetings. And I've made some notes that I'm going to refer to on a regular basis. If you want to know more about this structure in depth, then a book you could read is Mastering the Rockefeller Habits, or just read the chapter on team meetings in Mastering the Rockefeller Habits. You'll get a lot of insight from there. So what we do with this strategy is we divide the staff meetings into four different kinds of meeting. So the first one is strategic, the second one is operational, the third one is tactical, and the fourth one is the huddle. So strategic meetings occur every quarter, operational meetings occur every month, tactical meetings occur every week, and huddles occur every day. So the first strategic meeting of the year is going to take you probably about 3 to 4 hours, and it should occur off-site, and it should be run by the practice owner. It should, everyone needs to attend, that's compulsory, and that meeting should not occur at the beginning of the year, not in January anyway, because it's too much tied into New Year's resolutions and Christmas hangovers and everything else. So my suggestion is that it occurs in February. Now, in that first meeting of the year, you will set the whole agenda and tone for the year in general terms. As I said, the first one is going to take you 3 to 4 hours, typically off-site, over dinner or something like that. And then, so that's the first one. The second and the third and the fourth that'll occur every quarter will be more focused, focused on that upcoming quarter. So let me just go through my notes. So every one of those meetings has an agenda, and there are minutes that come out of that meeting with actions that apply to various people in your business. So there are minutes, there's an agenda, and then there's action items for people to action within a certain time frame, and everyone gets a copy of that. Everyone needs to attend, and as I said, the first one gives an overview of the year and then focuses on the strategy for the next specific quarter, and then each subsequent one focuses on the strategy for that specific quarter. So you really focus on what's upcoming and what you need to do in the next 90 days. When you get to the second of these strategic meetings, you focus on what's going to happen in the upcoming 90 days, and you also focus back on what happened in the last 90 days. That's important as well, so that the mistakes or the errors from the last 90 days aren't repeated in the next 90 days. The next one is the operational meeting. So these occur monthly. They're typically going to occur on site. Again, the owner typically runs these and everyone needs to attend. So Again, agenda, again, minutes, again, action items, and an action plan and accountabilities come out of this meeting. So this operational meeting is a monthly meeting, as I said, and it'll focus specifically on the next month's strategic stuff that needs to be done, as well as the tactical stuff, as well as focusing back on the last month to discuss the outcomes of that month. So what went, what's working well? So we've got a plan for the quarter. We're a month into it or 2 months into it. What's working well? What's not working so well that we need to massage? Where are we at? How are things going, etc., etc. Then we have the tactical meeting. Now, tactical meetings occur on a weekly basis. They will typically take you 20 to 30 minutes, so you can just block off 1 or 2 exam slots for those meetings. Now, the tactical meetings are going to be run by people taking turns. So the owner typically won't run these, and these meetings will be used to grow your team members so that they need to step up, take the lead, etc., etc. Now, not everyone will be able to run a tactical meeting and step up, but the majority of your team over time will be able to do that. The tactical meetings are run by different people at different times, and the idea is to help grow your team into being able to take up and run one of those meetings. There is no agenda, but there are minutes, and there is or are action outcomes from this meeting. This is the meeting in which you focus on the niggling, this is what's driving me crazy type stuff. We keep spelling, we keep putting ST on the computer rather than street, and that's driving me crazy. Well, whatever it happens to be, we're putting Ridgeback X, Ridgeback cross, rather than spell the whole word for the breed, Ridgeback CROSS. So it's all that stuff that typically goes on and on and on and on at other meetings and drives the people at those meetings crazy. So this meeting, which is once a week, which lasts you 20 or 30 minutes, is the meeting in which you just bring the shit and have it out. There is no agenda. As I said, there are minutes. Now, this meeting, again, is compulsory, and you might have it the first Monday, the second Tuesday, the third Wednesday, the fourth Thursday type of thing. So it would rotate. It's not held on the same day of the week every week, so that it gives more people the ability to attend. So now we get to the question, are meetings compulsory or not compulsory? In my model of the world, they are compulsory because they're that important in driving the practice and in client care and patient care. And then the next question becomes, well, if they are compulsory, are people paid? And again, in my model of the world, yes, absolutely. And certain countries, you only pay for the time that they are in. So it's 20 or 40 minutes. They get paid 20 or 40 minutes. In other countries like Australia, you've got a minimum call-in time of 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever it happens to be. And yes, those people are paid for that. Is there any reason why people are not could not attend one of these weekly meetings? Or an operational meeting or a strategic meeting? Again, yes, in my model of the world, if they have doctor's appointments or dentist appointments or whatever it happens to be, or have to take their kids to school stuff or whatever it happens to be. But still, they need to attend about 80% of the meetings over a 12-month period of time. So then we get to the last meeting, which is the daily huddle. The daily huddle is really how the day looks from my perspective. So this is not a sit-down meeting. It would occur at a strange time every day, so it might be 9:11. You might have a weird clock or gong sound the meeting time. It's going to take 5, 6, 7, 8 meetings. People stand in a circle and someone just says, okay, I'll start, and hopefully that'll be a different person every time on every day. Now, it's not compulsory. There's no minutes, there's no agenda, there's no action items, there's no nothing. This is how the day is looking from my perspective. Hey, remember guys, we've got Bernie the German Shepherd coming in. He's really aggressive. I'm going to need an extra nurse to help me take blood from him today. We got Sophie the cat coming in. She's absolutely dog phobic. Make sure she goes straight into an exam room. You know, whatever it happens to be. So these are designed to help the day flow more easily. So that's a really quick summary of the way that you'll get the most out of staff meetings. If you want to talk to me about this in more detail, I've helped many practices implement these strategies. If you want to send me an email, I'm happy to talk to you about it in more depth. I've got a lot more data on this. I've just tried to keep it quick and simple today. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed the tips and the clues and the strategies in this video, and if you're a practice owner or practice manager or an aspiring practice owner, may I suggest that you go to my website, www.turbochargeyourpractice.com, and register there to receive my newsletter. And in that, you'll regularly receive more tips, strategies, and ways of running and really improving your practice, and they'll be delivered straight to your inbox every week. Bye.